This is Brian, and welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Dragon Warrior 3. Ready to go ahead and face Zoma here. I think that's what his name is, right? Not a very memorable boss name for me for some reason. Let's see if I have to fight those Baramos forms in here again. Yeah, okay. Here's the first one. Yeah, I wasn't sure last time if I did because I kind of explored this room a little too much and they were random encounters, or if it was fixed. This would kind of lead me to believe that it's probably fixed. Oh, one more. Yep, here's the skeleton one. Is that gonna do it? Okay. Okay, who needs a little bit of healing? Will heal us be enough to get everybody full? Not hero. Alright, everybody's full except for Kyle's missing a little bit of MP, but wouldn't plan on using his in battle here anyway. So let's go ahead. Hero, why do you struggle to live? My joy is thy destruction, my beauty thy death. Come forward then and die in peace. Doesn't sound like a peaceful death that he's planning for us. Okay. Those two just fight. I have this on her. Let's go ahead and use that and see what it does. Let's juice up Kyle. Yeah, damn it. The big spell right away, and he gets to do it before I use that Spear of Light. If that does anything to slow him down, I don't know. Okay, he's doing something. Brain uses the Spear of Light. The ball glows even more brilliantly. I didn't see all of what that said there, but that was a good hit from Kyle, that's for sure. I better make sure we're healing a lot, though. Have him heal Bran. I'll attack. Let's have Bran try to take his defense down. And Greg heal himself. Okay. I have no idea how much HP he has either. Okay, yeah, so whenever he does that, that's kind of like his dispel, I guess. That makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and use this to heal us all. Too bad that didn't go off before Kyle attacked. Okay, there's a little bit of a weaker attack from him. Good. Yeah, that's a big one. There's a good hit there, though. Yeah, I'll do this again. Go ahead and do Blaze Most, because I'll let Hero do the healing this round. Yeah, I can't do that anymore, though. He doesn't have enough MP. And Blaze Most... Oh, there was a nice hit, though. And Kyle dodged the hit. Nice. Okay. I wonder if Blaze Most just doesn't work. I don't really feel like I have anything else I want to do at this turn, though, anyway. I could just have him hit physically, but I don't think that's really going to do anything. Could try to slow him. I could do... Let's do Increase. If he does the physical hits, at least that'll help a little, maybe. Nice. Until he does that finger thing and takes down my... Nice. Okay, I think we got him. I might have been a little over-leveled for this time, but... And maybe we're not done yet, but let's find out. Hero, thou hast defeated me. But heed my words. So long as brightness exists, so doth the darkness. This vision I do see. From darkness deep, one more will follow me. But when that time doth arrive, thou wilt too have aged and died. And he said something else there, sorry. Didn't see the rest of it, but I'm assuming he was just alluding to the fact that, yes, the first game, when we have the Dragon Lord to fight there. Okay, I was wondering if I should try to warp out of here or walk out. But when we try to walk out, the place starts disintegrating. Oh. So, it spits us out here, just like it did when I tried to fall in that pit earlier when we were down here. I guess if you never came in here, you'd kind of be like, where the hell am I? Now, spells didn't work in here. Do they now? Yeah, okay. Didn't think so. But I'm also pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's going to be like most of the games, or the other games I've seen in this series so far, being Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, where you don't have random encounters after you beat the final boss. But this place is also disintegrating. It stopped me here. I can't move. So what's going to happen? Oh, okay. it just sealed the way so you can't go back. I'm assuming that'll keep happening here. Maybe not until I get past this floor. Or that's just kind of explaining, I guess, why this cave didn't have that third floor in the first game, maybe? I suppose that'll do. A sound like something closing is heard from up in the sky. So they do finally have sunlight here now. I don't exactly understand how that works. Did this place come up out of the rift, or... Let's just walk back to Tanagle. It's not that far. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, the castle's not even there anymore now. You were all indeed true heroes. Oh, I didn't know the light could be so bright. It's a dream come true. You defeated the Master Archfiend, did you? Hooray! Can't believe it. You defeated the Master Archfiend. What a splendid soul. Yeah, and I gotta talk to everybody, but I'm assuming we'll talk to the king here, and then maybe we have to go back to Aleahan. Not sure which place they want me to end it overall. Okay, it's automatically going now. Hero, you hast defeated the Master Archfiend. May I offer thee my deepest gratitude? Due to thine efforts, day has finally dawned again in our country. Hero, thou art a true hero. I hereby bequeath unto thee that which is our country's highest honor, the Order of Erdrick, bearing witness to your status as a true hero. Brave hero of Erdrick. Thou wilt forever remain the stuff of... Damn it. Scrolls too fast. Must have set the message speed too high, I suppose. And they bring out the belly dancers for entertainment. Don't forget the cats. So just still shots of us interacting with people. Thus, a true warrior was born, and hero became known as Erdrick, hero of Aleahan. There was no equal. However, shortly thereafter, the hero mysteriously disappeared and has not been seen since. Many a story has been told about the darkest of nights, and then Erdrick lets his weapon, armor, and amulet behind. Legend says they have been handed down to worthy warriors of future generations as the sword of Erdrick, the armor of Erdrick, and the emblem of Erdrick. Dang it. It doesn't really seem like it's going that fast, but when you try to read it out loud, yeah. Thus the legend was born. So sorry if I didn't read that perfectly, but I did my best. Alright, credits. Dragon Quest III staff. I'll probably go ahead and let the credits play here and just let the scenes watch. Just watch the scenes before I go ahead and get my review. Since, otherwise it'd be a kind of shorter part today anyway. Since we didn't have too much to do, too much left. But, combining into one last time probably would have made it a little bit too long. Try not to do that if I can help it. Some of these games that just have a really long ending, I try not to break them up. But yeah, for NES games, most of them weren't going to be that long. That are just kind of, yeah, going back and showing the different towns and castles on the world map. I think you should have been able to take the Phoenix down into the pit to Elfgard. It's like you have to work so hard to get that, and then you finally get it and the world's open. But then for the last few hours of the game, you can't use it anyway. I know if you would have had it down there, then that would have cut out some of the difficulty in getting to different places. Like you could have just sailed to the final castle probably. You could have just flown there. So I know why they did it, but still. It's got to be almost all the towns, I think, so I would imagine we're almost done here. They even got to show the cave, huh? Which one was that? I think that's 2. Luzami? I only went there one time. They didn't really have much going on other than just some information, from what I remember. Lancel? The shrine that you had to solo. There's the Dragon Queen's castle. Are they going to show the egg hatching? Maybe the hatched Dragon Queen egg was the Dragon Lord from the first game. He turned bad. Actually, it wouldn't be too surprising, I suppose. I'm not sure if they have like a canonical story for how this stuff all takes place or not, though. How the games interact with each other completely. I'm sure somebody has something on it. The creators might have outlined it somewhere or something. I'm not aware of it, though. Man, they really are showing you every single place on the world map, aren't they? Even some of those shrines. The music sounded like it was coming to an end there. 1988. The end, I'm sure. To be continued. In Dragon Warrior 4, right? So I guess at this point they already knew that they were making another one, or maybe they'd already started production on it by the time this one ended. But from what I understand, yeah, the first 3 were part of a trilogy then, and the 4th one starts a different trilogy. I'm not sure if it's like completely a different world, but I'm pretty sure Dragon Warrior games all keep a lot of the same elements, and the games are a lot more similar to each other than like Final Fantasy games, or Final Fantasy will completely change their mechanics sometimes from game to game. But it doesn't look like we're doing anything else here. The orb is changing colors, but that's all we got going on. So I'll go ahead and just give a short review here before we call it good for today. Just have a few things I want to talk about, a few positives and a few negatives, or maybe things I thought they could have done better or I just didn't like personally. First, we'll talk about the positive things. I thought it was a pretty good continuation and overall just upgrade, continued progress in making better games from Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. Because, yeah, this is certainly a better game than Dragon Warrior 2. Not that all of the aspects of this are necessarily better, but yeah, overall, just a lot better, more fleshed out, better story, game mechanics, all that. Not that there isn't some charm to the older games too, but yeah, overall, I'd say this is my favorite so far that I played out of the 3 I've played. Also, I thought they did a better job at balancing the difficulty in this one, because there was a really high spike at the end of Dragon Warrior 2. There were some difficulty spikes in this one too. Like there were a couple of times towards the end here for Baramos and for Zoma that I did level grind. For Zoma, I'm not sure I would have had to do that if I would have done it right. Like if I would have used the Sphere of Light the first time, maybe that did enough to weaken him. So it could just be on me that I had to grind for levels. Maybe if I would have understood the mechanics of some of the spells and how that stuff worked better, I could have charged through. But this was a first time playthrough of this for me, for the most part. I'd played it before, but I'd only gotten a couple hours in, so yeah, most of this was fairly blind for me. Next, I think they did a pretty good job of balancing the hints and just overall the directions you're given throughout the game. And by that, I mean, they didn't hold your hand and tell you where to go too much. And they kept it a little bit cryptic, which made you do a little bit of exploration on your own. So I think it was a good balance of making it difficult to find where you need to go sometimes, but not just like completely hiding it from you. Some people might disagree on that. Maybe there was some of this that was too hard to find, and maybe I just got lucky on some of it. And I'm sure there are several things that I didn't find at all that are secrets, or just I didn't stumble on them. Like I talked about the elves. I think I'd missed out on a chance to do something with the Staff of Change there. So I'm sure there were other things like that that I missed. There were probably better weapons and armors that I could have found if I got the right drops or maybe found the right treasure somewhere. But overall, I enjoyed it, the way they did it here. Another thing is I don't remember them doing too much with puzzles in the first 2 games. There might have been a little bit of something, but I like the way they started to implement some of that in here, because they weren't too difficult, but they just added a few things in there. Kind of like those direction button puzzles that you had in the final castle. Well, and they had them in the Tower of Rubus too, I guess, some of that. That was interesting and just added a little more, a different aspect to it. They weren't like super difficult, so, but they weren't super easy either. So yeah, I liked that. I think they did a pretty good job. You had the barrel puzzle where you had to try to get the what the vase from Eggenbear. So just little things like that. Added a little touch to it. I liked it. Now for some of the things that I wasn't as fond of. I said I liked the balance and the direction they gave you. But yeah, I can see where some people would think that it was a little bit too cryptic, maybe. Especially people, if you're trying to come back to a game like this and you've been used to modern games. Yeah. Now, as far as the standard of the time and compared to other games that were made around the same time frame, it was probably about on par because, yeah, they just didn't hold your hand back then. It would help. Some of that stuff got pointed out in like the instruction manuals that came with the game sometimes. So if you had that, that'd probably help you out. I didn't have that here, and I wasn't trying to look up guides for most of this stuff, so yeah, there is that. Another thing, and it's just a staple of old RPGs that have random encounters, the rate was pretty high sometimes. I think most of that frustrated me sometimes was it's when you're trying to get somewhere or you're searching, so you got to backtrack, and then they just keep bombarding you with random encounters. So it's like it really punishes you for going the wrong way sometimes. But yeah, like I said, that's just kind of what it is. I mean, I'm not going to fault it too much for that. That's just the way they made them. It doesn't make me enjoy them that much less. I still enjoy them. I'd say it doesn't make me not enjoy them, but it does take a little bit of it away. Another thing, early on in the game, it bothered me, but towards the end, I didn't notice it happening as much. But some of the enemies had a lot of negative status effects that could really kick your ass early in the game, I felt like. Like you had some of those enemies that would put you to sleep or confuse you. And if that happened too much when you didn't have that much strength, it could really take away a lot of your resources and prevent you from getting through a dungeon. But yeah, that seemed to go away towards the end. It's not that they weren't using it anymore, but maybe you were just more well equipped to handle it, I think, with some of the spells you got and stuff. So it also probably depends on what kind of a party you had available. But yeah, I just thought I'd put that in there. I didn't notice that, and I thought they could have done a better job with that. Or potentially offered you equipment that could protect you from it. And that's another thing where maybe my lack of knowledge just starts me, because they might have put some of that in there, but I'm just not aware of it. The last thing, and I mentioned it several times, this kind of goes into the whole in helping you find out where you need to go kind of type of thing. You don't see many games these days that don't have something like this, and even some old games did, so I'm kind of surprised that these Dragon Warrior games didn't. But maybe it's just that I don't know how to use it, or I didn't find it. But they didn't have a world map. Even the first Final Fantasy game had a world map. It's just kind of nice to look at that, and even if it doesn't have like detail telling you where places are, at least you can look at it and be like, well, I haven't been over there. Let me go check that out. Yeah, in a game like this, if they don't give you a world map, you have no idea. You just got to kind of sail around blindly and be like, well, I think this is the direction that I went to get to that place. But overall, I enjoyed my experience with it. I would rate this above the first two Dragon Warrior games. It's just an obvious progression. I still liked those games. I am still much more of a fan of Final Fantasy so far. But I know that's not completely fair because there aren't as many Dragon Quest games overall. And maybe if I get into some of the other ones, I will like them more than some of the Final Fantasy games. Like even this one, I'd probably take this over a couple of the worst Final Fantasy games, but that's not necessarily saying that much. I do plan on going farther into this series. I'm not going to go into Dragon Warrior 4 right away, but I'll get there eventually, and we'll just keep going up through them in order, I think. I know there are different versions of them. Generally, I try to stick to the oldest version of the games. And if my channel sticks around long enough, and I keep having interest in doing this, which I don't see that going away, I'll eventually maybe play different versions of some of the games I've already played. But for now, I try to stick to the oldest one available. So what I'm going to do next I have several options of RPGs I want to try. Some that I've already played, and some that I just haven't played yet. I'm going to try to stick to retro. Well, I am going to stick to retro. I guess it's just a matter of what you define as retro. For me, anything PlayStation 2 and older is still retro. And I would put even like PlayStation 3 at this point, probably on the cusp of being retro. I think next I am going to do another game in the Mana series. It's one that I enjoy, but to complete it and get everything takes a little bit of effort, and I am going to try to do that. And I'm talking about Legend of Mana. That was a PS1 game. A little different. I don't think it's as well regarded as like Secret of Mana or what was the other one? Seiken Densetsu 3, the one that came after Secret of Mana. But I still enjoy it. The thing with that is you kind of have an open world game to the point where you can do what you want in what order you want, kind of. But you do have a journal entry system where there are like 80 quests to complete or 100 or something. And you have a little cactus that writes down in his diary every time you complete one. So I'm going to try to do a playthrough where you get every entry in the cactus diaries. So if you're interested in what that sounds like, or if you just want to find out more, or if you like that game, or if you've never heard it and just want to check it out, I'll be starting that up tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you've enjoyed this content and want to keep coming back for more, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and drop a comment, and hit the subscribe or follow button, because those really help out. Anyway, we'll catch you next time.